Greetings, Guardians. Olympus Alliance here, and today we're diving straight into the heart of the storm with the newest and one of the most fascinating tanks ever introduced in Hero Wars, Alliance. Electra Von Grave. This hero doesn't just defend, she rewrites the rules of tanking. By converting all her armor and magic defense into pure health at the start of battle, Electra enters fights with absolutely massive HP pools. And I'm not talking about a slight bump, we're talking millions of health points, making her a living wall. But that's not all. She absorbs damage dealt to allies and amplifies their magic attacks, turning herself into both a shield and a catalyst for magical devastation. And today, Guardians, we're unleashing her full potential through 5 powerful team compositions that show why Electra can become a true game changer. Each team is carefully chosen to highlight her tanking power, her unique mechanics, and her synergy with mages and magical damage dealers. So strap in, this is going to be intense. Let's kick things off with Team 1, Electra, Soleil, Xe'Sha, Amira, and Aidan. This lineup is a perfect blend of tanking, magical amplification, and raw burst power. Electra stands at the front, converting her defensive stats into a colossal health bar and absorbing incoming damage. Behind her is Soleil, who brings additional protective power with his halo and Mark of the Ancient God. The halo skill is particularly important here, it protects the frontmost ally, Electra, and reflects control attempts back at enemies, ensuring she keeps absorbing damage without interruption. Soleil also shreds enemy defenses with his second and fourth skill, redistributing armor and magic defense, amplifying the whole team, making the mages behind Electra hit even harder. Xe'Sha takes full advantage of that. Her deadly ray is devastating, and with enemies stripped of defenses and slowed down by Electra's damage redirection mechanics, she lands her attacks cleanly. Amira adds an extra layer of magical destruction by blocking critical hits and punishing creep-based teams while boosting her allies' magic attack through her skills and of course her mounds of gold destroying entire teams. And finally, Aidan strengthens this magical core even further with his buffs, amplifying both healing and shielding the team. What makes this team so strong is that it leans entirely into Electra's unique kit. She isn't just a meat shield, she's actively funneling damage into herself so that Soleil, Xe'Sha, Amira, and Aidan can fire back at full strength. Against creep-based physical attackers, this team shines, Electra absorbs their hits, Amira nullifies their crits, Soleil redistributes their defenses, and the mage trio wipes the board. Now, Team 2, Electra, Tempus, Nebula, Folio, and Polaris. This is where things get really interesting. Here, we're pairing Electra's tanking with tempo manipulation and burst magic control. Tempus is a natural partner for Electra because his chronostasis freezes enemy cooldowns, effectively locking opponents in time while Electra tanks everything they throw. His debuffs weaken the enemies in front, setting them up for devastating magical bursts. Nebula plays the role of amplifier here. She channels her massive magic attack boost to a single ally, typically Folio or Polaris, supercharging their output. Her presence ensures that the team's damage spikes precisely when the enemy is frozen in Tempus's time lock. Folio thrives in this lineup. His ink copy is perfect for distraction even more the team, which synergizes beautifully with Tempus's tempo manipulation, your mages get their ultimates off faster. His area control and intelligence steal further lower enemy defenses, making it easier for Electra's backline to dominate. And then comes Polaris, who stuns more consistently than almost any other hero. Her control effects buy Electra even more time to tank, while the rest of the team piles on magical damage. This team is all about control into burst. Electra soaks, Tempus freezes, Polaris stuns, Nebula buffs, and Folio nukes. Enemies are locked in place while your backline casts one devastating spell after another. Next up, Team 3, Electra, Nebula, Xe'Sha, Folio, and Aidan. This team leans heavily to raw magical power and continuous amplification. Electra, as always, anchors the front line, taking the brunt of damage. Behind her, Nebula boosts the team's damage output, typically focusing on Xe'Sha to supercharge her deadly ray. With Nebula's buffs and Electra's damage redirection, Xe'Sha can eliminate priority targets before they get a chance to act. Folio, as usual, provides disruption and distraction, setting the stage for devastating follow-up attacks. His control adds layers of disruption that give Electra's team even more time to work. Aidan comes in as the final piece, amplifying healing and shield defense for the entire squad. His buffs make sure that even if Electra's massive health starts to drop, she and her allies can sustain through extended fights. This team works best against balanced enemy compositions where physical and magical damage are mixed. Electra's sheer health pool allows her to tank both, while the backline relentlessly ramps up damage. It's a classic mage core, but with Electra, it becomes far harder to break through. For Team 4, we have Electra, Soleil, Iris, Somna, and Faceless. This composition is pure magical chaos. Electra at the front guarantees the team the breathing room it needs to set up devastating combos. Soleil once again plays the critical role of defender and amplifier, protecting Electra with his halo and stripping enemy defenses for the mages behind. Iris is where things get explosive. Her execution mechanic through soul burning turns debuffed enemies into ash, and Soleil's debuff plus Electra's redirection create the perfect environment for Iris to thrive. Somna, meanwhile, brings control. Her sleep effects disrupt enemy teams, punishing physical attackers who wake her targets. When paired with Iris, it creates a brutal cycle of debuffs and burn damage. Finally, Faceless ties this team together. He throws key enemies out of position, stuns them, and can even copy Iris's devastating skills to deliver a double dose of destruction. With Electra tanking everything, the enemy never gets to breathe. Soleil protects, Iris executes, Somna controls, Faceless disrupts. It's a symphony of magical pressure. And finally, Team 5, Electra, Tempus, Morrigan, Iris, and Faceless. This is a mixed control and execution team with a focus on tempo and punish mechanics. Tempus locks enemies in place, giving Electra total control of the pace of battle. His debuffs make the front line more vulnerable to magical damage, setting up Morrigan to unleash devastating sustained attacks while punishing resurrections. Iris once again plays the role of executioner. With Tempus freezing cooldowns and Electra soaking damage, Iris charges safely and unleashes her soul burning on debuffed enemies, often wiping out entire sections of the enemy team at once. Faceless continues to be the disruptor, moving enemies, stunning them, and potentially copying Iris's skills to finish what she started. This team thrives in drawn-out battles where the opponent relies on carefully timed ultimates. Tempus delays them, Electra tanks them, and Iris and Morrigan tear them apart. So Guardians, what do all these teams have in common? Electra is the centerpiece. She's not a passive tank, she absorbs and amplifies. She creates windows of opportunity for your mages to shine. Whether it's Soleil protecting her, Tempus freezing time, Nebula boosting, Polaris stunning, Iris executing, or Xe'Sha vaporizing, Electra's presence makes these teams far deadlier than they would be alone. She turns dangerous magical lineups into resilient, high-pressure compositions that can stand toe-to-toe with physical creep teams, control teams, and even burst setups. Her ability to force enemies to target her during her ultimate, and to redirect damage means that your fragile mages can safely output their full potential, something that was far harder to guarantee before her arrival. And remember, Guardians, her legendary relic unlocks on October 6th, which will push her power even further. The teams you see here will only get stronger as that relic comes into play. And that wraps up our top 5 Electra teams. Which of these teams are you most excited to try? Do you have any variations you've been testing in brawls or campaign fights? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I'll be reading them all. If this video helped you strategize for the upcoming meta, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Olympus Alliance, and ring that bell so you never miss our latest breakdowns, guides, and meta-analyses. Until next time, stay tuned, stay sharp, and as always, salute and friendship.